It is now time for our SPL Season 3 Week Number 4 battle, and this time we're taking on Aimel, coach of the Montreal Eiscues. We're coming off of a tough 2-1 loss last week against Malte, and we're looking to bounce back against Aimel, who has a very solid team at his disposal, headlined by the fact that he does have that psychic spam core, Hoopa and Bound plus Indeedee. On top of that, he also has stuff like Shaman Sky, which can be a huge nuisance with Serene Grace air slashes and seed flares, and can also set up Tailwind for the rest of his team, and even bulkier stuff like Okidogi, Skeletors to stop by setup, Sandy Shocks to an extent, and even potential Shell slash Blastoise is very threatening against my team. But the one also big thing to note about Aimel's team is the fact that he doesn't have that Ursaring, and I don't have a Ghost type, so if it's one thing I'm mostly expecting him to bring out of all of his Pokemon for sure, it's definitely going to be the Ursaring, because my normal resists do get messed up by coverage, and his team overall does do a pretty good job of handling my normal resists fairly well, specifically my Excadrill and Tyranitar. The team I did build for this week's matchup is pretty straightforward. I didn't really have time to do anything specific in terms of calcs, so you'll have to forgive me on that one. So first off, jumping right into the team builder, we have a physically defensive Ogerpon Heartflame with pretty much the exact same set as I've been bringing these last few weeks. Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. It's a very linear set. Ideally, I do get the chance to Terra with the Ogerpon. I feel like I have the best possible out to actually Terra in this matchup, as his main way of dealing with Ogerpon is by terrestrializing something into a dragon type, which he doesn't have a dragon type, which is good for me. The downside is, though, he does have Skeledirge, but I think against my team in particular, Skeledirge is a really bad matchup between me having both Tyranitar, Excadrill, Keldeo. Those are the three main components that can stop Skeledirge and force him to Terra. All things considered, but for the most part, if I don't see Skeledirge, then I know, and I do see Blastoise, I know for a fact that Blastoise may be an initial switch-in, or its response to Ogerpon. I can also see the Indeedee being a bit more defensive, like Terra Dragon Indeedee, if anything. That's probably his best way to deal with it from a defensive standpoint. Offensively, he has ways of dealing with Ogerpon, all things considered, so I wasn't going to try to force the issue in that aspect, and ideally I do terrestrialize his Ogerpon as early as possible, the main thing just to avoid being hit super effectively by Shaman Sky's Air Slash. So if I'm able to dodge being 2 KO by Air Slash, and I'm able to break out of not getting flinched, then I will take that opportunity to do some big damage with Terra Ivy Cudgel. Then next up we have the most obvious physically defensive Trick Room card. I know you guys are getting really annoyed with me constantly bringing this thing from, like, it was funny week 2, but now it's week 4, and this is the 3rd week in a row I'm bringing it. But all things considered, considering Aimel does have the option of Tailwind with Shaman, and he also has stuff sweepers that can boost their speed, particularly the Shell Smashing Blastoise. All things considered, I'd rather deal with Ursaring as a Trick Room threat than everything else being able to outspeed my team. And this is my main way of dealing with this sort of speed gap. In sense, like, the main issue with Ursaring, I'm able to deal with Ursaring, and everything else just feels a lot more straightforward. And everything is geared towards being able to tank hits as best as possibly can. This is one example of that with Gardevoir. I'm Terra Dark, so I can ensure I can take any of Hoopa's dual stab without having to get overwhelmed. And with me being Terra Dark, I also can live like Gunk Shot from the Hoopa if he decides to bring that, and I can Terra and avoid getting knocked out over in one hit. And Citrus Berry gives me an immediate boost in HP recovery as opposed to just running leftovers. As for the moveset itself, we have Moonblast over Dazzling Gleam just to do more damage to the to single target foes, mainly the 2 KO the Hoopa. If the Hoopa is bulky like max HP and I'm Dazzling Gleam has a chance to not 2 KO it, and I'd rather not risk him not being 2 KO by Dazzling Gleam unless he is like a Sulfur or something. I'd rather just get the extra damage with Moonblast as opposed to the Dazzling Gleam. But in terms of spread moves, I do have Expanding Force on this Gardevoir because he does have the Indeedee sub-psychic terrain. I might as well try to take advantage of the terrain he sets and get some huge damage off on his team with Expanding Force. Mystical Fire is a way to weaken his special attackers but mainly the main target for the whoops, sorry about that, 1 second. There we go. Alright, so mainly the main target for the Mystical Fire is essentially the Shaman, to weaken that thing's overall damage output. That's making it easier for the rest of my team. And of course, Trick Room is Trick Room. Nothing rich I'll say about that. Telepathy, so I don't get hit by my own Pokemon's attacks. One of which, originally I did have Discharge on this Kilowattrel, but we are bringing back Kilowattrel here with a bulky set here with Covert Cloak. Covert Cloak lets me bypass being flinched by Shaman Sky's Air Slash, or having my special defense being dropped by Seed Flare. And this is my initial way of checking the Shaman Sky outside of Terrestrialization. I'm Wind Power on this Kilowattrel. I could have been Volt Absorb for like Sandy Shocks, or even competitive for like some random stat drops. But nothing on Aimel's team really has a immediate way of lowering my stats. Especially if I'm Covert Cloak, I don't have to worry about taking any damage, any added side effects. And then with Wind Power in conjunction with Tailwind, I am able to not only get speed for my team, I'm also able to get a charge boost from Wind Power, and it basically just gives me a special defense increase, and my next electric attack will do more damage. I'm Terra Stellar just to do a bit more damage with Kilowattrel's dual stab between Thunderbolt and Air Slash. And my last one was Thunder Wave. It's a bit odd to have Thunder Wave on a set like this. It's like, ideally I would be like Protect, but Thunder Wave gives me initial, a more immediate way of dealing with speed control against Aimel's team, while having to worry about immediately trying to get up a Tailwind to make the rest of my team faster than his. So I'm able to cripple his team with Thunder Wave while being able to support the rest of my mons with additional speed control without having to wait a turn going for Tailwind. I feel like long-term paralysis can help out a bit more than 4 turns of Tailwind, especially if I'm not able to set up the Tailwind on my side. Next up, we have my Assault Vest Keldeo, which is mainly here for one particular reason, and that is, as previous weeks have shown, my team does not do well against strong water types. I've dealt with Dondozo, I've dealt with Bascule Legion last week, and this time though, Blastoise is a humongous threat, especially if it managed to get up a Shell Smash. If it's special, I'm a little bit less wary. If it's physical, then I'm a bit more worried. However, despite this sort of conundrum here, I still feel like AV Keldeo is okay against most of his team. Like between Hydro Pump and Surf, and if I'm able to use Terrestrialize my Keldeo into Terra Water to get a bit more damage off with my water moves, and then being able to remove the Fairy weakness given to stuff like Rabombi, and being able to potentially knock out stuff like the Skeleturge or even Hoopa from a certain range of HP, I feel a little bit more better in that sense. Secret Sword to do more damage to Hoopa Unbound if it's like Assault Vest, and then Icy Wind for additional speed control in conjunction with Thunder Wave for my Kilowattrel, but mainly it's there to ensure I have a means to potentially 2-hit KOing Shaman Sky. Other than that though, the set itself is very straightforward. This is like speed for Sandy Shocks, if I remember correctly, and then max attack, special attack, and the rest is thrown to HP. Then we have, once again, we are bringing essentially the exact same Tyranitar set from last week. Focus Sash, Rock Slide, Terra Blast, Flying, Knock Off, and Protect. All things considered, I don't really have much else to say about this set other than it's a very cookie cutter set here, and my main way of preventing something like Earth Ring can be a bit of a problem, but Focus Sash can guarantee I can level hit from like close combat or whatever, and then Terra Flying I can be able to hit like Shaman Sky, restore effective damage, Okidogi, restore effective damage, stuff like that. Other than that, everything else is fairly straightforward. Nothing else to say in regards to this, as this is my main way of supporting my Life Orb Excadrill, which is, again, fairly straightforward, just enough speed for stuff like the Adamant Okidogi and the Hoopa Unbound. High horsepower and Iron Head hits everything for neutral damage. Earthquake is just a good spread move in general, and Protect to scout out items. Scout out moves, waste a potential turn of Tailwind on Aimel's side, or Trick Room if he has a speed control advantage over my team, and this is just a very straightforward set, and Terra Stellar is on this as well, which just give me overall damage output with Excadrill's dual stab. So with that out of the way, that's a team. I'm talking way too long, and with that out of the way, let's head on over to the battles. Alright guys, here we are with our Week 4 battle for the SPL Season number 3, taking on Aimel and his Montreal Eiscues, and he did bring the one Pokemon I was actually hoping he wouldn't bring in this matchup, which is the Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is a surprise, but the Ursaring was the one mon I was hoping to not see. No Sandy Shocks, which is great. So what I think I'm going to do here is, I feel like my lead is going to be Ogerpon. Let's do Ogerpon. I think Ogerpon Kilowattrel could be a fine lead. I'm also still fearing the... And then 3 and 4. I'm thinking he didn't bring Okidogi either, so I could potentially do like T-Tar Excadrill or T-Tar Gardevoir. I can also see a Keldeo aspect coming too. But I think, let me try T-Tar Gardevoir for this game 1, and then we'll see what he does game 2. But basically, I'm just trying to see if I can... He's leaning more towards the Trick Room aspect with Indeedee, Hoopa, and then he brought like Sudowoodo and Ursaring is actually a major problem for my team. Like, my normal resists are super weak to his... My normal resists are weak to coverage, so Ursaring made a lot of sense. So yeah, anyway, good luck, have fun to Aimel. Hopefully we can snag a W here, get back to 2-2 on the season. Let's see, Indeedee Hoopa. It is Indeedee Shaman. Okay. So I'm fine with this. So what I'm gonna do is it mainly just comes down to what I prioritize dealing with the Indeedee or dealing with the Shaman. The Shaman's Terra Ground, so he could Terra Blast me. At the same time, I also want to prioritize getting rid of the Indeedee just to like dissuade any Trick Room shenanigans. So I think what I'm going to do here is, just as a deterrent, I'm going to immediately Terrastalize my Ogerpon and Cudgel into the Indeedee. I know the Indeedee is Terra Dragon, and I am going to... I think my safest bet would probably just be to Air Slash into the Shaman too. And the only reason why I'm immediately Terrastalizing right now, it's just to ensure that if he does go for Air Slash, I'm not hit super effectively by the Air Slash from the Shaman. So he's just going to follow me. Okay. And we do break through. Awesome. Alright, so no Trick Room. Good. Very nice. So, getting rid of that Indeedee is really, really nice here. I don't have to worry about any potential Trick Room unless it's Trick Room on Hoopa. But here comes the Hoopa now. I think I just do the exact same thing again, where I go into the Hoopa, and I think what I want to do instead here, I think the safest play would probably just be to go for another Air Slash, but I think it'd be in my best interest to just Thunder Wave the Shaman, just to ensure that my, yeah, that's fine. I want to ensure that my Nice. Very nice. So this Hoopa's gonna drop here. Oh no, it's not, because it's white herb. Alright, so we at least paralyzed the Shaman. This should not kill the Hoopa. It killed the Hoopa. Okay. Not bad. So that's 2 kills over Pawn. Hoopa went down, and Indeedee went down. And his last mon is Blastoise. So Tailwind is up. So theoretically speaking, he can kill me, but he does have his Terra still in the back on either the Shaman or the Blastoise. The Blastoise is Terra Water. So what I could do here is I could just, even though because Tailwind's up, I can't really do anything here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Horn Leech into the Blastoise, and I'm going to set up Tailwind myself. Alternatively, I could also just Thunder Wave the Blastoise. So yeah, I could Thunder Wave the Blastoise just to see what he wants to do here. So he is going to Terra the Blastoise. I think the one thing that I'm thinking this could be now is Water Spout. Like just Specs or Scarf Water Spout. Yep. So that should kill both of my mons. Which is fine. So, I mean, I got some work in early, so I can't really complain about that. And now I can just T-Tar and Gardevoir. And then I will protect with my Tyranitar and attempt to get up a Trick Room with my Gardevoir. So, barring me getting crit or anything, I should live. Perfect. I also have to not get flinched by Shaman too. Yes, he went into the T-Tar slot. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I need to see if there's how many turns left of Trick Room is there. I mean, not Trick Room, Psychic Terrain. Because I need to prioritize the Blastoise now. There is 1 turn of Psychic Terrain left. So I will Rock Slide into Expanding Force on the Shaman. I mean, not the Shaman, the Blastoise. Expanding Force takes out the Shaman. Muddy Water. Oh dear. So Gardevoir goes down. Oh, that put up in Torrent. Shoot. The Expanding Force put him in Torrent. So now it's just going to literally come down to whether or not I can I have to not miss. I have to not miss. It's gonna come down to whether or not I'm gonna miss a knockoff on the Blastoise. I didn't miss and we knock him out. Alright, we got game 1 in the bag. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. That's like Mystic Water, yeah. So we take a 1-0 win. Nice stuff. So yeah, putting the pressure immediately with the with Ogerpon early on in the game definitely set the tone. No pun intended. But yeah, that Blastoise went stupid. Absolutely stupid. So now it's going to come down to whether or not for game 2, whether I want to try to initiate that same plan again. But because he was leaning so hard into the Tailwind aspect, I'm thinking maybe I don't bring Kilowattrel this game. That's my mindset at the very least. I also could just bring Keldeo in the back too. So let's try that. Let's try that route. So he did Indeedee Shaman last time. What do I want to do this time? Indeed, do I do Ogerpon Keldeo potentially? I kind of want to preserve the fact that I have Keldeo though. So maybe instead I do... Ogerpon was fine as a lead, just because of the immense pressure it put on his team. I think what I do instead is I potentially do Ogerpon Gardevoir and then Keldeo T-Tar in the back. I think I'll go for that angle. Just to ensure that I don't like automatically lose to that Blastoise again. And T-Tar was fine too, so let's run with that. And then if anything for game 3, I could just probably try to force the issue and go in with the sand aspect with Excadrill. So let's see how this game 2 is going to turn out. I don't think he does the same exact lead. Blastoise Indeedee. So initially I know not to do what I did before. I think what I do this time though, I'd be a bit more proactive here and try to prioritize the Blastoise. If anything, the Blastoise can just follow Water Spout again, but regardless, do I feel the need to set Trick Room though is the question. No, I'd rather not set Trick Room yet because he could have Ursaring in the back. I think I'm gonna Moonblast this time. Okay, so my Ogerpon's faster, which means that it's Rocky Helmet. Okay, I could have Shell Smashed. I mean, I could have Trick Room. Realistically speaking, I could have Trick Room. Yeah, Terra plus... Yeah, Terra plus War Spout will actually kill me. So yeah, he's going all in with Blastoise right now. Realistically speaking, I could have swapped in Keldeo, but at the same time I don't want to reveal that I do have Keldeo in the back. So yeah, this is definitely going to kill everything. Keldeo and Tyranitar. There's no reason for me to secret Terra here. This was a really good lead. Alright, so this is something to keep into account for like game 3. Yeah, if I had just Trick Roomed like I thought, like, I was so paranoid about the potential of Ursaring in the back that I didn't want to Trick Room. But if he had Ursaring in the back, he had Ursaring in the back. I rather would have wanted to prevent this. And much to my chagrin, there it is. So yeah, this is going to be... So yeah, I die anyway. But I click really doesn't matter. Because he just, he muddy waters in that game. Alright, so that's all 4 kills today. So, Blastoise so far has 7 kills. I didn't die. Oh, so I could have, I mean, there was no point in telling. Okay, so Blastoise doesn't get that last kill. It's going to be another spring. So it's going to be a loss. So we'll head to game 3. What got the kill? Keldeo got the kill on the Indeedee. Alright, so, note to self, gotta deal with that Blastoise. Alright, have to deal with that Blastoise. And, okay, we got disconnected. Let's try that again. There we go. Alright, so now that we've seen what happened game 2 with the Blastoise, I think what I want to do, I think I still try to do the exact same thing I did before, but the one thing I'm kind of wondering is whether or not the Blastoise is timid or modest. That's the only thing that's throwing me off here. I think I still try it again though. Ogerpon, Gardevoir, and then do I do T-Tar Excadrill or do I keep the Keldeo? I think I do keep the Keldeo. Oh, it doesn't make any sense now to like try to go for the Excadrill play now. Like I really want to do just bring balls to the wall with Excadrill, but I'm not entirely sure just based on the Blastoise whether or not it's timid or modest. Like I got no information to tell me whether or not it's timid or modest. I probably should have just stuck with my guns there. Okay, at least I know this time around. So the play is to guarantee be faster, so I have to follow me with Ogerpon and Trick Room. So far all I know is the Blastoise is Shell Smash, Water Spout, and Muddy Water. So we don't see a Terra. So yeah, I have to sacrifice Ogerpon just to ensure I got the Trick Room off. Okay, so now that that's been established, let us now go into Tyranitar. And now I have to prioritize Blastoise, or do I prioritize the Shame? No, I have to prioritize Blastoise. I definitely have to prioritize Blastoise. I go for Mystical Fire if it was double targeted, but it's not. But the main priority is the Blastoise. Okay, good protect. So he was Shell double protect. Okay, that's fine. Just stall on a turn and Trick Room. But the fact that he didn't... Well, I really don't know what he has in the back now. This doesn't really give me any information. Regardless, I still have to be on the aggro here because I have Trick Room up. Like, I think best case scenario is like he has like Ursaring in the back and he gives me damage on that. I mean, the worst thing that Shaman can do is, well, switch out. I'm expecting the Ursa ring to come in. Yep. So, from that information, the Ursa Ring is faster. So that means he gets minus speed. The question now is, what does he prioritize? Taking out my... Well, let me see, there's 2 turns of Trick Room left too, right? Yeah. Like, I think for him, the best case scenario is he has to take out... He has to take out Gardevoir with Ursa Ring. And then... Yeah, because my last Mon can't beat Ursa Ring and Trick Room. So yeah, he has to I think he has to prioritize taking out the Gardevoir now. Oh, I'm faster. I'm surprised? Yeah, took out the Gardevoir. I mean, the quick thing. Yeah, he had to prioritize taking out the Gardevoir. Sees, and then last Mon is Keldeo. And I think the best case scenario is I have to... Terra with Keldeo. Because this is the last turn of Trick Room anyway, right? Yeah, it's the last turn of Trick Room. So I think what he does is he double attacks into... He's going to double attack into Keldeo. He's going to use Ursa Ring into the Keldeo slot. I kind of wish I had... I really don't want to take on my own Mon, but at the same time though, Tyranitar's going to die anyway to whatever he has in the back. Alright. Oh, I forgot to Terra the Keldeo. Whoops. I get the flinch anyway. Yeah, I forgot to Terra the Keldeo. And he has Shaman in the back. Alright, so that was a mistake on my part, just because I could have seen what his last Mon was if I had just did what I did. Actually, if I don't get flinched here... Yeah, let's just try it. Like, what do I have to lose right now? Like, worst case scenario, he goes for Tailwind. He Tailwinds, Body Slam, crits me or whatever. Let me get to finally show off Keldeo for the first time. Actually, even if he Tailwinds, I don't think Ursa Ring is faster. Okay. Haha! Come on! That's so dumb. 95% accurate move. 95% accurate. At least you could cut it to like a 1-0. Why did he... he was still faster. Man! That's so disheartening. Damn it! I don't know what I could have done differently, but that was just... Darn it. Actually, hold on a second. Was the Shaman Covert Cloak or Clear Amulet? Because if its speed fell, I must have missed that. I don't know if its speed fell or not. Was he? No, he wasn't. No, he switched up moves. So he was probably either Covert Cloak or Clear Amulet. Because I missed the speed drop. If I didn't see it, then he was definitely Clear Amulet. Because if the speed drop happened, I would have been faster. So yeah, it's either it has to be he had to be Cloak or Amulet. That's all I can say. Strong start and a rough finish. That's a tough way to lose, man. But yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. I'm not gonna dwell too much on this. So we're 1-3. At the very least, the last 2 weeks have been at least 3-game series, but yeah, it kind of sucks that the way I started game 1 and I fizzled out game 2 and game 3, but in any case, this is still all a learning experience for me. But in any case, GG to Aimel. Check him out in the description down below, guys. Solid dude, great guy overall, and check out all the other codes to take part in the SPL. Yeah, we'll bounce back, guys. We're 1-3, but at the same time, though, this is all just an experience. I'm just trying to get better with this team, and yeah, eventually things will get back on the right track for me. But anyway, thank you guys again for what you're watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle nonetheless. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We still have 4 more weeks to go for this season, and for the most part, the chances of playoffs are still in the air for us. So we'll leave it at that, guys. Thank you guys again for what you're watching, and until the next time, this is Tone, signing out for now. Peace out.